Okay, what's up, guys? My name is TMossBoss, and I wanted to let you guys know about Anchor. Anchor is an app that you can download to record your podcast in the easiest way ever. Like, it doesn't require a whole lot to know. Like, you just pretty much press record and you just start doing your podcast and stuff. I don't know what you plan on doing, but you plan on doing something. That's why you're here. So, yeah, download Anchor, or you could go to their website, anchor.fm, and yeah, you could do it straight from your computer too. So yeah, it's easy. They distribute everything to they distribute your podcast to every streaming services like out there, Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere. Okay, and then you can monetize it, so you're making money off of what you love doing. All right, so people, make sure you do it. Make sure you download Anchor, or you go to their website, anchor.fm. I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for listening. Peace. Okay, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I wanted to talk about paparazzis and TMZ and all those guys because me personally, I feel like that some of those paparazzis, they just take their jobs a little bit too serious. You know, like they just getting all in people's faces, taking pictures of them at vulnerable times. I'm just saying, like, I know if, let's say for an example, if I was a photographer, but I was dealing with some stuff, right? Like, but if I was like a popular photographer, like everyone knew who I was, I wouldn't want people to take photos of me and try to make money off of me, like write these stories and stuff about me in like a very vulnerable time. Like, I'm dealing with some stuff right now, so that's why I'm like, I don't understand why. For an example, so I was just reacting to shout out to Hot T, but she came out with this video where she was talking about the popular singer. I'm pretty sure everybody knows who she is, Britney Spears. So Britney Spears, I guess, have been dealing with some things. Like, she's been dealing with some family related issues. She's been dealing with management issues. Like, overall, like her social group around her, they're just some like really, really messed up people. But anyways, she's been dealing with some stuff. But in Hot T, in her video, she showed like all these videos of Britney Spears like dealing with paparazzis and stuff. And it was really the craziest thing ever to just see how paparazzis was like acting towards her. I'm like moving my microphone, so if you guys hear like some like loud noises and stuff, just know it's me fooling around with my microphone. But anyway, so yeah, it was so wild how like she was at, I think she was either at like McDonald's or it was like some like drive-in restaurant, right? There are photographers all like in her car taking photos of her pretty much. Like, they might as well have been sitting passenger seat in her car, like, taking photos of her. And that's why I'm like, I don't understand why you gotta take your job that serious. Because I'm saying, I wouldn't want, like, okay, see it like this. What if she snapped? What if that was, like, that was her breaking point? This girl's trying to get a couple of cheeseburgers and people are all in her way. She'd just start running over people. I know I wouldn't want to have been one of those people getting ran over. So that's why I'm like, bruh, like, leave that girl alone. I guess, so somebody commented and said they had something to do with her father. And I know there's like, if you watch that Hot Tea video where she's talking about Britney Spears, it talks like a lot on her relationship with her father. And it just, honestly, it seems like a situation where it's just parents just milking their famous kids for money and stuff. That's why I'm like, yeah, I just, you know, I say like, you gotta do that stuff on your own. Like, me personally, I don't, like, you know, as a kid, then you're like, you know, you ain't gonna really have a say so because you're a child. But as you get older, I would definitely try to figure out, I would have been trying to figure that stuff out while I was a kid. And then when I got older, then it was like stuff that I didn't have to, like, you know, I didn't have to worry about, or I was gonna be in the public eye for fight with my parents and things. I'm like, when I get old enough to do all this stuff on myself, that's what I'm going to do. The management, me, all of that, like, I'm the music or whatever I'm into, I'm like, I'm doing it all, because I'm like, I'm not gonna rely on no one else if I know that people are gonna be milking me out of my money and stuff. So that's why I'm like, yeah, you guys definitely see who's more trusted, because I did do a reaction to the video, and that's one thing that I said. I'm like, you know, you gotta like have like two circles. You gotta have like a circle of like, you know, your close friends, and then the circle of people that you trust. Your close friends, they can turn on you at any given second, and even trusted people, they can turn on you at any given second. But I feel like that it would be more harder for them. Like, they just went through all this trouble to prove their trust to you, then for them to just like turn their back on you. Yeah, that's some stuff where it's, you know, you're gonna have like some close friends, you're gonna have some people that you help out when you make it in things. And yeah, you know, like if they stick around, or if like, I feel like, but that though, like if you do help out some people as you're getting like, you know, bigger and whatever you're doing and stuff, and then they turn, I feel like that they, I don't know, like I feel like personally, I feel like that a trust is being established there. Like, I just helped you, you know. But then again, like, you know, dealing with the wrong people, you never really know, like, if you do help a person, whether a trust is going to be built or not, or whether your guys' relationship is going to be stronger. I feel like, yeah, if there's like a lot of trust between the both of you and the relationship is very, very strong, then you ain't gonna have to worry about nothing. But I feel like that if one is missing, yeah, you're gonna have to worry about something. So that's why personally, me, I know who I'm going to help out, and it's just going to be, you know, family, selected friends, anybody else that hits me up. Like, there's people that I like, and the crazy thing about it, there's been people that was like, they were hitting me up when I had nothing. So it's like, it's those type of people where it's like, when you had nothing and they were there to, you know, like motivate you, bring you up and all that. Because one of my friends, see, that's the thing, because I'm like, she's the one friend where I'm like, I don't have to ever worry about like losing any trust with her, because even when like me being as small as I am now and telling her like, you know, when I do make it, like, I'm definitely going to help out you, your family, with everything that you guys need help with, and she always turns it down. She always says like, no, you don't have to do that, you don't have to do that, and things. And that's why I'm all like, you can say that I don't have to, but you got to understand, I am hard-headed. I don't listen to nobody. So that's why I'm like, no, like, definitely it's going to be somewhere she's going to end up being in my like own homemade David Dobrik video where I'm giving her a car, $10,000, another car, a house. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to be doing the most for her, because that was somebody where my best friend, if you guys know who I'm talking about, when I was like at like, I feel like when I was at like a, not a breaking point, but when I was at one of my worst points on YouTube, and she could have watched any video about me, she could have like, you know, had any imagination that she wanted of me, but the fact that she ignored all of that, became very good friends with me, and then yeah, like that's the type of stuff where I'm all like, you know, when you deal with the person at their lowest, like, how do you expect them to not help you out? You know, or like, yeah, how do you expect that person to not help you out in the future? Those are the ones where it's like, trust or not, like, if you do me dirty and things, it is going to be hurtful, but that's something that I don't see from her. That's something that I definitely do not see it from her, because it's like, she doesn't want anything from me in the first place, so that's why I'm like, you don't really, it's kind of hard to like see somebody like her doing you dirty. Like, it's something that's, I don't know, like, you can imagine it, but then you're going to be thinking like you're on a movie set or something. Like, it's going to like, it ain't going to be real. But anyways, but yeah, back on the paparazzis. I feel like I just kind of got a little sidetracked and stuff. I added on to what this episode is overall going to be about, but I feel like with paparazzis though, how you got to act crazy with them. You gotta act seriously crazy with these guys, because I know for a fact, like, some of the clips that they were showing of Britney Spears in that Hot Teas video, she's like going through the store just trying to get some, like, you know, home items and stuff, and these guys is following her all throughout the store. Why the store hasn't said anything and tried to like kick these guys out, I don't know, but no, I'm saying like and then I remember I heard somewhere where Kevin James, the actor, he said that he didn't want like no cameras and stuff when they're like when he's in the store. And when you like sit down and think about it, you're all like, oh, that's silly, like, you know. Or I think he was like, he didn't want nobody's like phones out while he's in the store, and you're thinking like, oh, that's silly, like, why does he think like that? I'm like, I should be able to have my phone out whenever and stuff. Like, he doesn't have no power over what I'm doing. So me, the thing is though, I would be polite. If I was like, hey, can I get a picture real quick? If he says yes, I'll get my picture. If he says no, then I'm just gonna people are just gonna have to believe me when I say, hey, I seen Kevin James at Target today. But Anyways, but no, like once when I had seen that video, once when I seen Hot T's video and how them people was following her throughout the store, then it hits you like that's why he doesn't want cameras out. Cause you're trying to shop, you're trying to like, do your thing and just have like, cause seriously, think about it. When a person of fame is not in the store, you're like, yeah, you might have like your phone out on like, looking through a checklist or you just, out shopping around. But if you're like chasing somebody up and down the store trying to get pictures and videos and autographs and questions being answered from them, you're trying to get all these things from this person knowing that you wouldn't have done this if this person wasn't here. So it's like, no, treat it as if that person is not there. That's on my like with paparazzis. You gotta treat it as a situation where this celebrity is not as famous. Yeah, ask them questions, but if they don't want to answer them, that should be respected. And then when you see people like Kanye West when he was snapping on paparazzis and things, it's like once you kind of see like how paparazzis be acting, like you have to act crazy with them. You honestly have to, because they're not going to get the message. They're not going to understand. And I know even with Kanye's situation, you were thinking like, oh, this man crazy. But that's the thing though, like even with Kanye, I remember that's when I kind of started paying attention to how paparazzi was acting and stuff. Like I never really paid attention to it before because it's, paying attention to paparazzi is just one big blur. But with Kanye, I remember when all that stuff happened with Kanye when he was like breaking cameras, like, cussing out paparazzis and stuff. And these guys are still trying to like get things out of him and stuff. And I'm like, bro, leave the man alone. If he doesn't want to be bothered, like quit bothering him, quit chasing him down and asking him questions and stuff. My thing is, and like that's, I don't know, me personally, if I was a paparazzi, I probably would have got fired because I probably would have been that paparazzi where I came back to the TMZ headquarters and been all like, oh, they all declined. I asked them that they want to talk about their like current life situations. They said no, so I left. They would have fired me. But that's the thing though. I'm like, I will find something. See, that's what I'm gonna have to say. Like, that's when my creativity comes into place. I will come up with something to talk about with this celebrity. I would give off my own opinion and be like, but I will make sure I let people know like, hey, it's my opinion. Like, don't take this heavy and stuff. But I'll think of something to talk about with this person, and make it a little bit more interesting and things. But I'm not just gonna like come back with nothing, That's what I'm like. That's honestly how I like base pretty much like all of work. Like, you got to do something. You can't just like not do anything and then expect to get paid. Like, or expect something at the end. Like, whether it's something small, whether it's something big, like you got to do something in order to get to where you want to get to and things. And I feel like with paparazzis, you gotta like treat the get a small situation but treat it big, like hype it up, do whatever you possibly can with it. So if you get a picture of, I don't know, Whoopi Goldberg leaving the airport or something, you be all like, hey, Whoopi Goldberg's leaving the airport and things, like here's I make memes out of it. I'm like, okay, here's her leaving this like building, or here's her leaving this building or this place, or Batman's cave or Superman's cave, whatever type of like compartment place that Superman lived in. But yeah, I would have like some fun with it, like I'll make like some like family friendly memes or maybe dark memes, I don't know. But anyways, I'll do something with it. I'm not just gonna, overall just like just not come back with nothing. But that's the thing, then but it's like also like respecting the celebrity, respecting the famous person. Like if I do go up to them and they're saying like, if I ask them questions and they're all like no comment, or they're like giving me the Marshawn Lynch treatment and they're all like, I'm just here so I won't get fined, and then if that's what my story is, I'm like, okay, this is exactly how our conversation went. I feel like with some of those like paparazzis and those like editors for TMZ, because I don't know if it's one and the same or if they're like two different people, but me, I would want to be a paparazzi and an editor. So whatever story that I like, that I'm developing, it will be my story that I'm developing. And then it's like, I know with some situations, I know when it's like stories like when it's a death, because that was one thing that I wanted to talk about with paparazzis and TMZ and stuff. When it's death, that's something I don't think I would be able to do. I would probably, I don't know, I'd be all like, like not confirmed, but somebody of fame might have passed away. But that's I'm like I don't know. Like I feel like I should like maybe I should like yeah I think I definitely will wait until afterwards, like when police officers have confirmed it and stuff, and when because I know with this situation with this actor from Glee, like Naya Rivera or something like that. I think that was her last name. Not yeah, Rivera. She yeah, those like TMZ photographers. The one thing that I ain't like was that they're like taking pictures of her ex. You know, this man's having a moment and things like he just lost his ex-wife, and I don't know what they're. I would imagine like you know if he's sad and distraught about it, I would imagine that they were close. You know, despite whatever their past was, because I think I did see like you know I think they did get like you know had like a disagreement at one point in time, but regardless, like you know you still gonna have feelings with this person. Like this person, like you know they were the mother of your child and stuff, so you want like that mother figure to be there. But the fact that she's no longer gonna be there, like that's the type of stuff where I'm sitting down thinking, I know I wouldn't want to be in that situation where I'm just lost somebody and there's all these cameras and people surrounding me trying to get questions and all that stuff, and I'm like, bro, I just lost my ex-wife. You know, this is somebody I would imagine like I'm still friends with, still cool with them and things, despite whatever our past is. Like I wouldn't want them to die. So that's why I'm like, you guys gotta have like a little bit more respect. And then I remember with the Kobe situation, how they were the first people to report on Kobe's death. No police officers, no family, no medical examiners, nobody besides TMZ. They were the first ones to report on Kobe's death. And that's where I was like, it was so brand new. Like, it was such a new thing. Because I remember the day Kobe died, I was getting ready to make me some YouTube videos. My mom's like yelling down the stairs. I was like, Tyler, come down here quick. And so I'm like running down the stairs, and then I'm like, what happened? And she was just all like, our cousin had texted her saying that Kobe had passed away. And I'm like, what? I didn't hear nothing about no Kobe. It ain't trending on Twitter. Because usually when you like, you will like, maybe it would maybe like would be a little bit before I would, I don't know, maybe with me at least, it's like a little bit afterwards after the person then died and they're trending on social media. Then that's when I see it. But TMZ, it was so new that it wasn't even able to like start trending yet on Twitter. You know, like that was the crazy part about it. It's like I didn't see it trending on Twitter. I googled Kobe Bryant. I wasn't seeing anything, and like I was like, bruh, like how do they even know something like this unless they were like following the man? And they had to been following him. And I'm like, bruh, like you guys gonna have to chill on that. Seriously. Because then, yeah, because at first I didn't believe it. Because I was just like, you know, I'm not seeing it anywhere. But then breaking news, then it started trending on Twitter. Then other media outlets, they started reporting on it and stuff. And I'm like, bro, TMZ, they seriously have to be first on everything. Like, because honestly, I'm like, you know, if it ain't got reported from TMZ, how do you know if it's real or not? Like, that's the one thing about it where it's all like, you know, yeah, it's like they report on stuff like when it's like fresh and new and all that. But yeah, it's like you have to like I guess rely on them now, and it's sad that it's like that. It's messed up that it's like that, where it's like you gotta rely on them for when something goes down. And yeah, I'd be like, bro, when he passed, I was like, TMZ just everything update. And that's another thing where it's like they keep editing the story update after update after update. And there was like first Kobe died, then there was like then his daughter died, and then all these other. I'm like, bro, like I'm saying like sometimes I just think it's like probably best to like wait till later on tonight and then talk about what you need to talk about. But it's like as soon as the situation happens, they're trying to get the most views, they trying to make the most money off of it and stuff. That's why I'm like, bro, it's just sometimes it's not that serious. It is not that serious. So that's why me personally, I wait a little bit. You know, when I'm reporting, because I have like a news channel where I'm reporting on YouTube news. I have a hip hop channel where I'm reporting on hip hop news, and a sports channel where I'm reporting on sports news. And I usually wait a little bit. Like I'll do like I'm telling you, like the story would be so old, I would have to put it in the title like old video. You know, if I were to report on Kobe's death, I'm like old video, and they'll probably be uploaded like now. You know, just giving off like my initial reaction to the day of and things. Because I think I think there's a gaming video that I uploaded, and I remember I was playing Destiny 2, And I can't remember when I uploaded that video, but it was long after Kobe had passed away. But it was the day that I recorded the video, the day he did pass away. And I think I had uploaded that video like months after. It wasn't like a video I had to get out like right then and there. And that's why I'm like, look, you guys ain't got to be first on stuff. Like, this ain't no YouTube comments. Like, even in the YouTube comments, you ain't got to be first on stuff. Like, you can take your time, wait on it and stuff. It's going to be all right. Like, you're going to, like, people, they, of course, they're going to go to you and things and see. But I'm saying, like, sometimes it's just not worth it. But anyways, then I know I wanted to talk about, because I remember I seen that they were going to be making a movie of her. But Princess Diana. And I remember, like, hearing her story and stuff where it was, like, she was having to, I don't know if it was her that was driving or it was, like, somebody that in her circle where they were driving. And they crashed the car. Ended up killing her because they trying to elude from paparazzis and stuff. And I'm like, that's one thing where I'm like, nah, that would not be tolerated. I definitely would pull over and be like, yo, y'all gonna have to cut that out. Nah, I'm saying, because that definitely would have started a fight. I'm like, no, don't be chasing me down the street and things. If I don't want to talk, I don't want to talk. Don't chase me, don't go after me, don't ask me no questions, none of that, okay? None of that. That's not happening. So as soon as I get back in this car, I'm going to do the norm. Because no, it wouldn't have been no speeding situation. I would have been like, no, they're going to stop following us. That's going to happen. Because I'm like, no, that's harassment to some certain degree. You are not supposed to be following or chasing down the person like that. Especially if they're speeding up. I feel like that should be a clear indication they don't want to talk. They don't want to be bothered. If you are still continuously, and that was just like the same thing in the Britney Spears videos. One would think, like, in this Princess Diana situation, didn't that happen in the 90s? Britney Spears, she was like having all her situations going down in like the early 2000s. Yeah, she died on August 1997. So, and then Britney Spears, all that situations with her, that was like in the like early 2000s and stuff. So I'm like, you guys, that should be a clear indication, like, you're all in this girl's face, in stores, in drive-thrus, outside of other places and stuff, trying to take pictures, ask her questions, and all that stuff. Like, do you not realize that that's kind of annoying to people? That they don't really want to deal with stuff like that? I'm saying, like, that just doesn't make any sense to me why people will carry on like that. I'm like, bro, I do not want to be bothered. So, yeah, definitely in that Princess Diana situation, I pulled over. That's what I'm like, you know what? To all celebrities and famous people out there where you one day you might come across some paparazzis that just don't want to quit, fight them. Seriously, fight them. If you're walking away from them, if you tell them, stop following me, and you're walking away from them and they're still following you, like, I don't care, like, if I'm walking away and they're still recording me and taking pictures and stuff, but when you get to the point where you're following me and I tell you to stop following me and you continuously, no, it's a fight. So I'm like, you might as well put that camera down, because now at this point I'm mad. I'm telling you to leave me alone and you still continuously keep following me. I'm like, yeah, now it's a situation. I'm like, now it's a problem. And I'm like, I'm saying, like, if you don't want to fight, then stop following me. But I'm saying, like, I'm going to hurt you if you don't stop following me. I'm like, kick your camera out your hand. But yeah, I know people will be like, well, if it's a woman, like, you'll fight a woman. I'll probably kick her camera out her hand, but, or yeah, snatch her camera and just run down the street with it. And like, I'm going to break this camera. So I'm saying, like, if you don't want this camera to be broken, like, you better just leave me alone. Like, stop following me. Or just start shooting people with a paintball gun. I think that probably, yeah, I'd definitely do some stuff like, yeah, because if I'm in a store and you're chasing me all throughout the aisles and stuff, like taking pictures, and I'm trying to grab things and you're all in my way, I'm definitely pulling out a paintball gun. I'm like, I'm going to start shooting people. I suggest everybody leave this store right now. Like, to the people that's shopping, continue doing your shopping. But if you are a paparazzi photographer or whatever, an editor, I'm going to shoot you, all right? So I suggest you leave me alone. So yeah, I'm one of those crazy people. I don't like being bothered. If I want to be left alone, I'm just saying, leave me alone. It shouldn't be no like ands, ifs, or buts. It shouldn't be like, oh, but wait, I just want it. No, I don't want to. If I go and I come up to you guys and I want to be like, okay, what questions do you guys want to be answered? That is the time where you ask me questions. But if I am in the store, all right, and let's just say I have like a girlfriend or a wife or something, and she needs tampons, and I'm in there trying to get her tampons because she's having like her time of the month and stuff, and you guys are all in my way, taking pictures and photos and videos, asking me questions, and I'm trying to cater to my girlfriend or wife right now, I'm going to start fighting people. I'm just nothing. There ain't gonna be no ands, ifs, or buts about that. If I swing on you, you just better be prepared. So I'm saying you guys better come up on me with some football gear on. So then I'm like, oh, okay, so they're protected. So now they put me in a situation where I gotta go one up on them and things. But yeah, I'm saying like sometimes paparazzis, they just get like a little bit too carried away with their jobs. I'm like, bro, is your job really that serious? Like, because the way that they be acting, you have been thinking like if they don't come back with nothing, they're gonna get fired. Like, I would imagine that, like, whatever pictures or stories or any of that, I would imagine that, yeah, the views or the amount of money that they make off of the article and all that stuff, because ads be, like, on those articles and things, whether it's a person's death or sports or whatever. But ads be, it's kind of like a YouTube video, you know, once you, like, you know, you become a YouTuber, you kind of understand that stuff, but, excuse me, so, ads are on those articles. They make money off of those ads, and then yeah, once in those ads, like, cause it's kind of like, yeah, it's like YouTube videos or a TV commercial or whatever and stuff. So those ads are being played like all across like the article and things. They're making money. The photographer, the editor, all those people, they're all making some sort of money. And I'm saying you're getting like millions of people like going to that article because let's see the how many views. I don't even think they have like a view count. Well, actually, you know what? No, let's see how many comments. They don't have like views of how many. Yeah, they should put views up on there, how many views, because, yeah, them ads be getting, like, played out. But, yeah, I'm on an article where they reported on Kobe's death. How many comments did it get? I would imagine it got, well, yeah, then they be putting, like, hashtags and stuff in it, so they put Kobe Bryant, Gianna Bryant, RIP, Celebrity Death, TMZ Sports, NBA, Los Angeles Lakers, exclusive. And I would imagine that it's like, yeah, all of that, yeah, people are going to be clicking on that a lot. They don't have, like, the comments. Don't they usually have comments on these articles and stuff? They don't have no comments? Huh. That's weird. Usually they would have comments. No, they do have ads. They do have ads on the side and stuff. So, huh, that's weird. That's some weird stuff. All right, well, I guess that's that. Oh, but no, okay, so no, they did kind of like expose the views. So 5 million people talked about this on Facebook. And then they don't even say how many it has on Twitter. But all of that combined, and let's say PewDiePie, let's go on PewDiePie's Social Blade and see like, just, you know, kind of like estimate it, and if it's too high. So PewDiePie, dang, he makes bank monthly. Dang, I'm trying to be on PewDiePie, and dang, he makes bank yearly. Bro, I'm trying to be, he gets last 30 days, 310 million. Okay, so his most viewed day of the week. Dang, he must have privated some videos last Friday, because he got some videos, they like 14 million missing views. Huh, that's crazy. But okay, so let's say, so it's like 5 million. Let's say, like, you know, it's another 5 million. So all right, so there's a day where he made 10 million. So estimated earnings from that, from him making that, and I would imagine, I don't know, probably them photographers and people don't be making a lot, just something that, like, you know, affordable. But I would imagine that it's still something. But anyways, on the day that PewDiePie made $10 million, on his estimated earnings for that day, he made between $2,000 and $41,000. Now, I think with Social Blade, like, yeah, it's like usually kind of like closest to the $2,000 mark. So let's just round it up, say that he made like $5,000 that day, or maybe a little bit more. But yeah, like, them people, and then you splitting it up amongst those, and then it's like it's still getting views and all that and stuff. But yeah, them people are making bank. They're making bank, and it's like not even adding like the TMZ views and Twitter views and stuff. Them guys is most likely, oh yeah, and there's probably like 15 million adding the other two. And there's a day he made 14 million. So he between PewDiePie on one day, between like with 14 million views, he made between $3,000 and almost $60,000. So yeah, them TMZ guys, they're making bank when they would be reporting on that stuff. So that's probably why they be like all fast with it and stuff. But I don't know, it just couldn't be me. But yeah, paparazzis need to chill out, man. It ain't that serious. But anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe if you're viewing this on YouTube. Follow or subscribe if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service. Yeah, if you're using, or if you can plan on using SeatGeek anytime soon, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It will knock $20 off your first purchase. And that being said, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.